Good morning, good afternoon, good night. If you clicked on this video, you probably find yourself in social settings, speaking to people, and finding that no one is listening to what you're saying. Which is why I'm glad you clicked on this video. By the end of this video, feel as though everybody's gonna listen to what I have to say. I'm confident in speaking in social settings. I can speak to a group of people, and they actually listen.
I am Iron Man.
So I'm not even gonna waste any time, because I know we all got TikTok brain. Just give me a few minutes, and we're gonna tackle this together. Step one into getting everyone to listen to what you have to say is understanding why they don't listen to you in the first place. It's broken down into one simple reason, honestly: perception. They're perceiving what you have to say or what you're going to say as unworthy of listening to. Very simple reasoning. It's a hard truth, but that is the reality of it. And now that we understand people aren't listening because they're deeming what you're saying as unworthy of listening to, there are two categories of people when it comes to this. People you don't know and people you know. When it comes to people that you don't know, you need to understand that they are making these decisions in split seconds. From the second you meet them, even before you're even speaking, they're deeming what you're saying is unworthy of listening to. That's most cases. And with people you know, it's what you're saying and how you're saying that makes them feel as though I'm not going to listen to what he or her has to say. Because I already know. We have one reason, but that is comprised of three separate factors that we can change so that people do have to listen to us when we speak. Factor number one that plays into the reason as to why people don't listen to what it is you have to say is poor body language. And to be able to fix your poor body language, first you need to understand the 7-38-55 rule. What is that, you say? 7% of communication that affects people is what you are actually saying. The smallest amount of communication that is affecting people is what you're actually saying. 38% is how you say it, the tone in which you're speaking. 55%, the biggest percent, over half, is your body language. So if you have poor body language, 55% is already against you. And so what does poor body language look like? Rounded shoulders, your head is down, your eyes are down, very close into your box that is your body. And what I need you to understand is that when it comes to this body language thing, people are making split-second decisions about you. If they see your poor body language, they're instantly writing you off, not listening to what it is you have to say. So remember that 7-38-55 rule. The most important form of communication that you have is your body language. So how do we fix poor body language? Power posture, okay? Yeah, I know, very on the nose. But look, this is what you're gonna do when you go into a room. If you have poor body language, I want you to, before you step into the room, take a deep breath, put your shoulders up, put your shoulders back, put your shoulders down. Look at the difference in my body and in my energy right now versus this versus. Now you want to listen to what it is I have to say because I look like a boss. Second fix. This is crucial right here. This is crucial, and this is something that you can do today to fix your poor body language. I call it heads up, eyes up. A lot of you, when you're walking around, you got your heads down and your eyes are down. When you're walking around, you're focused on the ground, barely looking up just so you don't run into a pole, or you're on your phone. Either way, you're looking down. This trains your body to have poor body language. If you're passively spending all your time on your phone like this, look, my shoulders are still rounded out. My head is down. My eyes are glued to my screen. I'm not doing any of this. So what I want you to do today Instead of being locked in on your phone when you're walking around, let's say you're on a college campus and you're walking down the sidewalk, I want you to look up at the treetops and the top of the skylines in which you're walking around. So you can train yourself to look up, have your eyes up, and you're walking around. You're going to be catching a lot of eye contact when you're doing this. So it might feel uncomfortable at first, but if you do it over time, it will become easier and you will seem very confident. That's enough with the body language. Factor number 2 as to why people aren't listening to what it is you have to say is that you have a weak vocal image. And you're asking, what is a vocal image? Now, there's a lot of different definitions that people say out there. Right now, I want to focus on your volume. Essentially, your vocal image is how people view your actual voice. Do people view your voice as a leader? Do people view your voice as a background character? There's different voices. If you watch a movie, there's different voices for the villain, the main character, the side character, the nerd. They have different voices. Those are vocal images. And a huge factor of it, I like to say, is the volume. So you have low volume a lot of times when you're speaking because you go into a social situation, you're a little nervous, and then you bring your voice down like this, and you're speaking very low. Now, the issue with this is if you introduce yourself and you say, "Hi, my name is Jordan," and someone's like, "What would you say?" The second they have to do that, I'm sorry, they're writing you off. If your voice is too low for them to hear in the first few seconds, you're not catching their attention. They do not care what you have to say. So to fix this weak vocal image, what I want you to do is called the Chipotle method. I love Chipotle. Okay? Chipotle. Chipotle. Okay. The Chipotle method is very simple. It's very easy. What I want you to do is walk into Chipotle and raise your volume about 2 notches. So it's going to look something like this. As soon as you walk in, they're going to say, "Is this going to be for here to go?" And you're going to say, "Yeah, I'll take my bowl to go." And you're going to be about 2 notches higher than normal. It's going to feel uncomfortable for you, but to them, it's going to seem like a person that knows what they want. So they will appreciate it. They're not going to hate you for it. And I want you to do that through your whole order. I want you to say, "Yeah, I want white rice, black beans, chicken, no queso, actually triple queso, because I'm a big back," okay? I know y'all like that queso out there. So that's what I want you to do. Pull the Chipotle method. It's very easy. Now, a major key that I'm throwing into here right now, improving this vocal image is key that you use it on people you don't know. Because the thing about when you're trying to improve your vocal image, if you use it with people you do know, you're going to get the weird reaction of, "Whoa, why are you talking like that? This is not normal. This is not you." And it's a very vulnerable situation for you. And the second you hear someone breaking it down, you're going to be like, "Oh, frick, why did I even try to do this? So I'm going to stop." And I don't want you to do that because it's not true. The people just nearest to you can sometimes just say wild stuff, okay? So I need you to understand, improving your vocal image, 99% of the time, you need to do that on people you do not know. The people you do know, they just need to see weeks and weeks and weeks of practice after. So then when they question it, it's just like, "Yeah, this is just who I am. This is what I've been practicing." Very, very key. The last factor, I'm going to sit down because I don't feel like bending over. The last factor into the reason as to why people deem what you say unworthy of listening to you're rambling when you speak. What you have to say, you're going around the bush a million times. You ain't even beating around the bush at this point. You're just walking around, barely touching the bush. And people don't care about that. And this is huge for people that you do know. This is why you feel like sometimes your friend's not even listening to what you're saying, because sometimes you ramble when you're speaking. And now I want to give you an easy, very, very easy way to stop rambling while you're speaking. We're going to bring this over here. To stop rambling, you need to speak in frameworks. So you need to figure out all it is that you want to say and put it into a very simple framework so you can get people's attention, say what it is you need to say, and then flip the conversation right back on them. And that is how you become very worthy of listening to. That'll be instantly people will want to hear what it is you have to say when you speak in these frameworks, okay? So here's the framework. I like to call it the HARP method. Okay. Now, the HARP method is very simple. The H is hook. The A is action. R is reason. P is point. And there's two versions of the point. An example of this, very easy. Let's say I jump into a social situation and I'm talking to my friends and they're talking about the childhood. I can get them with a hook very easily by saying, yeah, my dad thought I was a psychopath growing up. Hold on. Run that back. What'd you say to us? Easily got their attention. They want to hear what it is I have to say. And then I jump straight into the action. Yeah, I used to light spiders and insects on fire pretty often growing up. What the? They're still locked into what I'm saying. Then I go to my reason. Reason being, one time I climbed in a tree, a mango tree, in my auntie's backyard, and I got bit by this huge, crazy looking bug when I was, I don't even know what it was, but I was about 7 years old. And ever since then, I declared war against all spiders and insects. I hated them. Now the point, there's two different versions of the point. The point can just summarize what I'm saying as if I'm telling a story that has a lesson in it. Or I can point the conversation back to the audience, back to the crowd. So the first version is, I like to literally say, point of what I'm saying is that bug shouldn't have bit me in the first place, or else I wouldn't have had to enact all of my vengeance on its race. Whatever. And that's a little more comedic and a little more playful. The other version is literally pointing conversation back to the crowd, back to your audience, which is just a simple question. Did any of you not have parents that thought you were maybe a little bit crazy growing up? That's pointing it back to the crowd, and now you have a group conversation going by a simple framework. Because if I didn't have this framework, I could just start rambling on and on and on in the midst of this group social setting. I could say, yeah, growing up, this one time I was climbing up in my auntie's tree and I was just trying to get a mango and there was this bug, it crawled on my leg and it ended up biting me. Halfway in that sentence, my group is going to be like, okay, what are you telling us this for? We're shutting down. Ears are getting clogged. We don't care.
We do not care.
But with the HARP method, it's very simple. My dad thought I was a psychopath because I used to light insects and spiders on fire all the time. Reason being, I climbed in a tree and I got bit by a crazy bug and it looked like my leg had 2 kneecaps. It swelled up that big. It looked like I had 2 kneecaps. Point of what I'm saying is that bug should have never bit me, or else I wouldn't have been going crazy. Or, have y'all never had a crazy moment like that growing up where your parents think you're crazy? Now the ball is their court. So, to summarize, you need to understand why people don't listen to what you say. They are deeming what you are saying as lacking of value and unworthy of listening to. And then that's the one reason. Now we have two categories of people when it comes to this. People you don't know and people that you know. Now, when it comes to people you know, they're judging you instantly based off your body language and your vocal image. People you do know, they're judging you off the content and what you're actually saying. First factor that plays into this is poor body language. Remember the 7-38-55 rule. 55% of what they're receiving is our body language. 38% being the tone of voice, 7% being actually what we are saying. Most important factor is your body language. So remember your power posture and keeping your heads up and your eyes up. Secondly, we got our weak vocal image. People are judging you off your volume. If you have low volume, they're struggling to hear what you say. They don't care what you say. Remember the Chipotle method. Third factor as to why people are deeming what you're saying unworthy of listening to is that you're rambling. So refer back to the HARP method. Instantly give them a hook that'll grab their attention, give the action, give the reason, and then point the sentence, point the statement back onto your crowd, or give a point as to what you're saying. Ladies and gentlemen, this right here will have everyone listening to what it is you have to say and want to hear more from you. You'll be done feeling like a background character. You'll be done feeling as though you're just stuck in B-roll, and you'll turn into the main character. Listen, I drop videos every single Friday, and I'm looking forward to keep dropping. I just want to help people connect with people. I want to help people feel confident and free in their ability to speak one-on-one, speak to a camera, speak to an audience, speak to anybody. I want people to elevate their levels of communication. Excuse me. So if you found this video helpful, drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe, send it to your brother, sister, mother, cousin, dog, uncle, grandpa. It don't matter. That's all I got for y'all. God bless.